Gemini, your week commencing the 5th of May forecast sees a brilliant link forged on Monday between your sparkling ruler Mercury in the energetic Aries with Jupiter in your sign. Ever since Jupiter joined you in late May last year, it hasn't quite had the opportunity to shine in the way that it would like. And the reason for this is that essentially since last July, Saturn in the sign of Pisces was in a square, sometimes more exactly, sometimes more broadly. Now, they are at the present time not so conflicted, but what you get at the start of this week is an opportunity to use some of the knowledge and experience you've gained over the last year, perhaps the refinements around a plan that's important to you, to now be able to punch it across with a great deal of clarity, but also enthusiasm and personality. Also, right through the month of April, Venus, the relator, was checked off by Saturn in a very restrictive way. There may have been some disappointments around your professional situation. A job interview didn't go quite to plan. You didn't hear back. Someone at work was a bit cool and hard to read exactly why. At the start of this week, Neptune and Venus forge a very delicate alliance, but their link back to Pluto, despite his retrograde, is brilliant for really understanding what's important in terms of your message, because that's Pluto. The ninth house is something that's very important to you, perhaps something that is a point of principle. It could be a legal matter, it could be something to do with publishing. If you want to articulate your message, you can do so with the furnace of the Aries energy with Neptune, Venus and Mercury, but you can do it in a deft way. What's not to like? And also, although the aforementioned Saturn has been a mischief maker over the last year, I feel for your sign in particular, and Uranus has been a mischief maker for your sign since 2019, March, full time, in the sense that it's been pushing and provoking you to look at the more psychological side of your nature, and sometimes you may have been a bit reluctant. They actually forge an excellent alliance right at the start of this week, along with the node. So as much as there has been frustrations over the last month professionally, I think something can manifest itself for you in a significant way this week, which will truly please you. But it has to be said that Mercury, your ruler, does then move forwards, and by Saturday it eases into the 12th house of your chart, joining up with the Sun, but also with Uranus. Mercury in the 12th house can be quite complex, to be honest. It can be a great opportunity to perhaps read about psychology, perhaps go on a retreat, think about things that are more to do with your inner world. If you did want to have some time out, that would be a great point to do so from the end of the week, because there is also going to be a full moon which emerges right at the start of the week following this one. And that could mean that if you have been experiencing a little bit of stress or a little bit of agitation with Uranus in your 12th house from March 2019 full time, you do get a chance to try to understand exactly the impact that's having upon you, whether it's in a physical or a psychological sense. So if there has been a little bit of stress going on, I feel that Mars intersecting the emerging full moon, but right at the end of the week, in touch with the Sun in your 12th house, could mean that something comes up that you feel compelled to defend yourself in quite an assertive way. So watch out for someone who might not necessarily tell you up front how they feel, but in some way could create a bit of a drama, and you could find yourself needing to defend the situation. But just be aware that sometimes Mars can be quite a triggering influence, particularly the 12th through the 3rd houses. The 12th house can be gossip, quite frankly, can be secret enemies in traditional astrology. The 3rd house of Mars is great to be more vigorous, either in terms of what you say. A lot of newspaper journalists have Mars in the 3rd house, or perhaps physically more active. But that angle back to the 12th house means that a sensitivity can be triggered in quite a quick way by the urgency of Mars in Leo and also the pride. So watch out towards the end of this week. Despite it being, I feel, a very productive time for you, there may just be one person who has a talent for getting under your skin, and just try to anticipate who that might be and don't give their drama the oxygen that it doesn't deserve. So rather than reacting, perhaps the best way to deal with this situation is to deflect, or perhaps just ignore. Go and do something that inspires you, but you may have the need to cocoon yourself away a little bit towards the end of the week, despite the sparkling alliances forged as the week goes on. And please do check out my new website at patrickarundell.com. You can download your free natal chart. It's amazing. You can get your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, but also your daily moon horoscope based on your unique birth data. And also check out that wonderful three-card tarot, or look to book a one-to-one with me by reading the testimonials under this video.